Welcome to Vital Picks. Today I'm going to be talking about collagen peptides and I'm going to give you my top 4 picks. Welcome to Vital Picks. Remember that in Vital Picks, I will talk about only the products that I can stand behind, and I always have a favorite. In talking about collagen peptides, I hope you've already looked at my collagen video where I break down what it all means, types of collagen, all the myths, and dispel all that so that you're getting the best product and the best value. If you haven't, please go and check that out on YouTube. Now in Vital Picks, we're going to break down my top 4 suggestions that are easily accessible to you and that make the best value. And I'm going to say from the outset that there are other brands out there that I think are doing a pretty good job, but when it comes to value for your money, it's not the best way to do it. First thing I want to say is the best way to take collagen peptides is in a big bag or a big tub. You should be getting a pound of powder. You should be taking it by the scoop. You should be getting 10, 12 grams at a time. Some people need only 10 or 12 grams in a day. Some people need more. If you are coming to collagen peptides for vanity because of fine lines and wrinkles and thinning skin and sagging skin, or thinning hair, or hair that doesn't have its integrity, or nails that are brittle, then 10 grams a day in research really proved to be sufficient. If you're coming to collagen peptides for functionality, in other words, maybe you don't have good integrity in your blood vessels. Maybe you get nosebleeds, maybe you get bruises, maybe you get veins. If you're coming to it for joints like ligaments and tendons and repair because you're very physically active or you're an athlete, then you might need 10, 20 grams, and you might need to also be taking bone broth. We're taking collagen peptides because A, we can put it in coffee and not taste it, or flavor it strawberry lemonade and not taste it, and B, because we're trying to catch up. We are in the United States, we haven't been eating all the nasty bits, and we're trying to catch up. So let's get into it. My journey in collagen peptides started with BulletProof. So 2.5 years ago, I took that step across the line to something that's pretty refined, especially for me. I do a lot of whole foods and whole food concentrates, and I did it, I admit, because of vanity, because I'm over 40, because I saw things changing, because when I get pictures back and I see myself in the camera, I don't like the fine lines, I don't like the deep lines, I don't like the turkey waddle, and so I really wanted to see what collagen could do for that. But you know what I got? I got feeling really good on the inside. I noticed that when I increased the weight in my workouts and I really pushed it, I wasn't getting injured, I was feeling really flexible, I was feeling really capable. So that's actually extremely important to me, to be able to be strong and active and not be sidelined by an injury. So I started with BulletProof. And I looked at it and I said, okay, it says it's from South American origins. Well, here's the thing. South America, like the United States, grows a lot of genetically modified crops. Okay, so what we would know about animals that are being fed in South America, the United States, and even Australia, and yes, New Zealand, is that those animals, though they may graze a long time on pasture because it's available, in the end, when it's time for them to get fattened up for beef or for chicken breasts, they actually will be fed grains, corn, which is a grain, soy, and even palm kernels. And so the problem with corn and soy is that it's genetically modified, and these are all countries that grow genetically modified crops. Now, New Zealand doesn't, but they do allow the feeding of those genetically modified foods in their animal systems to fatten animals up. There's not really a governance over that. I know, you're shocked and surprised. I was too. European Union doesn't allow it, and we'll come back to that in a minute. In the end, every single peptide product, when you see the word collagen peptides on the front, every single peptide product has pretty much the same length of amino acid chain, pretty much the same functionality, pretty much the same purity, and gram for gram is going to have the same effect in your body. So if that's all you care about, you can stop the video right now. But if you want to talk about sourcing, if you want to talk about where animals come from, how they're raised, what they eat, how that agriculture affects that part of the planet and affects us as a whole and our whole food system, then what you choose matters. So Bulletproof worked for me, and I took that for a while until somebody gave me a free bag of another brand. I could never really satisfactorily figure out how those animals were raised. As you can see, every single product says grass-fed. How do you know? What does that mean? When are they getting other things in their body? Bulletproof doesn't have any certifications that tell me really anything about the origins of the animals or how they're fed or how they're treated or how they're slaughtered or any of the things that are actually important to me as a person. But it got me started, and it's definitely readily available to you. Then I was given a bag, which I used, which is why I only have a picture, of ZINT. And ZINT is very affordable. It's very accessible. It works just as well. And what I realized about ZINT, even though it's Argentine, and when my husband saw that, he said, "You're getting your collagen from South America. I don't want anything like that from South America," because we know that in Argentina and in Brazil, man, they love their meat. You know, they love to have these big barbecues and stuff, and they love their steak the same way we do. Really fatty, really marbled, really tasty, a little bit sweet, not that sort of gamey, grassy flavor that you get from grass-fed animals. So the likelihood that in South America, even Argentina, that the animals are actually getting genetically modified feed, at least for the last 6 months of their life, is high. But what I realize is when I look at certifications, if you look at the back of the ZINT product, you will see that it has a paleo-friendly certification from the Paleo Foundation. Paleo Foundation certifies things that fit their paleo model, but they only certify things also, animal products, where they know the animal did not eat any genetically modified feed and was truly in pastures and living a happy pastured life until the end of its days. So that's called auditing the chain of custody. And that is very important, to have certifications on a product, especially when it's coming from a country that you're not really sure of, to demonstrate that it's been raised and lived and eaten the things that you can feel good about. So I feel really good about ZINT. That makes me pretty happy. Let's set that aside for a minute. Vital Proteins is a very ubiquitous brand out there. I think it's very user-friendly. They have great advertising. Typically their stuff is from Brazil. So again, we're up against, I don't know what those animals are eating. My one problem with Vital Proteins is that, you know, besides having a kosher certification and being Whole30 approved, they're saying gluten-free, but they're not certified gluten-free by NSF. They're saying dairy-free, but there's no certification. But in collagen, you can pretty much be assured that that is the case. Why would they add gluten and dairy to the product? What I'm really looking for on here is something besides a statement that these animals are grass-fed for their lifetime. And I don't really get that from Vital Proteins. So it's good from a user-friendly standpoint, but not awesome from the standpoint of certifications. Now, I'm about to talk about a Garden of Life product. If you haven't seen my Garden of Life disclaimer video yet, please check that out. I am employed by Garden of Life as their Northeast Regional Educator, but that also means I know a lot about what goes into the products, and it also gives me a standpoint to really evaluate other products based on the transparency on their labeling. Now let's talk about this. This is a pretty new product for Garden of Life. I couldn't be more happy. I can totally stand behind this product, and I'm going to tell you why. It is the same final peptide product and dosage as you would find in Vital Proteins or in the ZINT or in the Bulletproof, but the sourcing is very specific. These cows are only from Germany, and they only ever originated or lived in the European Union, meaning they didn't raise them in China all their life and then ship them to Germany for the last 6 months to say they came from Germany. And that kind of stuff happens, so watch out. These animals are certified. I've seen the certification. They were raised in Germany. They were only ever originating in the European Union. Now, what do we know about animals that are only being raised in the European Union? No GMOs in their feed. And this product has a few very important certifications. You have the Paleo Friendly certification, the official seal from the Paleo Foundation. That means that they also checked it out. They also looked at what's called the chain of custody and said, okay, we can take a look at this product and certify it because we know that these animals really were on grass, they really were in a pasture, they were really kicking up their heels and grazing and playing and having fun, and they weren't finished on grain or soy, genetically modified stuff. So that's extremely important. Also, Germany has a very strict animal welfare standard. You can actually look it up if you want to read the whole document. You can find their animal welfare standards, which refer to all kinds of things. But in this kind of a situation, what I'm really interested about is how those animals are housed, what they're fed, and how they end their lives in a humane manner. Another certification that can be really important is here you have IGEN. ZINT also has a similar certification as IGEN, a third-party company that will test for the presence of genetically modified DNA in the final product. That can be important in a plant concentrate that might have soy or corn in it, where you're really trying to prove that it wasn't genetically modified soy or corn when it's not a certified organic product. But in a collagen peptide product, you wouldn't find that genetically modified DNA anymore anyway. It's too processed. And you should know that animal products, meat and milk and that kind of a thing, you can't even find the DNA from the genetically modified corn they ate. That's why the genetic modifying companies get away with what they're saying, that it doesn't harm the animal, because you're not finding the presence of it in them anyway. So they keep testing just to make sure. But IGEN won't even test and certify the product if they also haven't looked at the chain of custody and determined that it was very low risk for GMOs in the first place. In other words, they said, oh, these cows are coming from Germany. That means it's very unlikely they ever ate genetically modified corn or soy or alfalfa. Yes, alfalfa is genetically modified too. So grass-fed doesn't necessarily mean GMO-free, because alfalfa is one of those other things that sneaks in. So IGEN gives their certification after they've also looked at the chain of custody. Now, another thing that can make the difference in a product can be additional ingredients. Vital Proteins has a beauty collagen, for example, and some joint collagens. BulletProof, you've got Ancient Nutrition with other ingredients. So that is where a difference can be made. And one thing that I'll say about Garden of Life is that in their beauty collagen and their joint collagen, they're adding organic plant-derived ingredients. So your vitamin C is coming from amla, your biotin, which is a B vitamin, is coming from a sesbania, which is a leaf. The silica, instead of being sand, is coming from actual plants, bamboo, for example. And so you're getting plant-derived, certified organic ingredients in here that are cofactors to building collagen in your body, whether it's hair, skin, and nails, or whether it is your ligaments, your tendons, your discs, any kind of, even hyaluronic acid and the cushiony parts of the joint. And so additional ingredients matter, and different companies do that in a different way. Collagen Peptides has not yet reached a point where it can be a certified organic product. So you won't find a collagen peptide product that's certified organic. And you have to look on the product for the word peptide. When you have a product with a lot of other information on the front, sometimes you have to turn to the back and read the fine print in the ingredients where it says collagen peptides. That's what we're looking for better absorbability and better usefulness in your bloodstream and spreading to all the tissues of your body where you need to build more collagen. So, in order of my favorite, I started my journey with BulletProof. Vital Proteins has become very ubiquitous and very available. ZINT is one of my favorites. It's a very good price. You get a lot of collagen peptides for the price. It's very useful. It has the Paleo Friendly certification and also has a GMO check, and additionally is kosher, so that's another level of cleanliness and certification. What they don't have is it's not coming from a country that I can be assured that the animals never ate any GMOs. However, the Paleo Cert helps with that. Garden of Life is a very close run with ZINT, but I'm going to put them in the front, simply because of the sourcing and the additional ingredients. So sourcing, European Union, I used to pay a lot more to get a collagen peptide product from Europe, and I didn't get very much of it. So this couldn't make me any happier. The other reason why Garden of Life gets the #1 spot is because of additional ingredients, the efficacy of them, the cleanliness of them, the way that they're sourced, and the certifications on those as well. So I hope this helps you in making your choice for a collagen peptide product that will help you. I know some of you will choose based on taste. I know some of you will price shop. That's okay. You've got 4 great products here that you could choose from that are pretty good in the market, and 2 picks that I think are really top of the line at this point. If this video helped you, please like it. If you have any comments or experiences, please leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so, because I do these Vital Pick videos pretty regularly. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for listening to something that's really important to me that I really wanted to share with you. In the meantime, until the next time I see you, live long, live strong, and make a difference.